welcome to LearnCity. My name is Oluwadunsin and I'll be teaching you government. Today in government, we'll be looking at franchise. Franchise in government is the right of adult citizens of a nation to vote in an election and be voted for. Now, the right for me as an adult to be able to vote in an election and equally be voted for is what we call franchise. In every country, there's always an electoral law that stipulates the qualifications that an electorate has to meet before they can vote, and also those that want to be elected. There are basically two types of franchise: the limited franchise and the universal adult suffrage, or what we call unlimited franchise. Limited franchise refers to the right of only a section of the community to vote and be voted for. So, limited franchise simply means that not all of us in the country can vote. Not every adult in the country can vote. Only few people can enjoy the right to vote and be voted for. And the things that can limit the right to be voted for and to vote is simply sex, property ownership, educational qualifications, and residency. Equally, your race, your color can also limit your right to vote. In terms of sex, in the early Britain and in the early United States of America, only males were allowed to vote. Equally, in South Africa and in South America, only whites were allowed to vote. Also, in Nigeria here, when we started voting in Nigeria, only educated people were allowed to vote. And equally, so in some countries, the amount of years you've spent in the country can determine if you'll be able to vote or not. The other type of franchise is what we call the unlimited franchise or universal adult suffrage. This refers to the right of all qualified adults to vote and be voted for. This type of franchise is unlimited. Every adult can vote as far as they meet the qualifications that the electoral body has made for the voters. But universal adult suffrage or unlimited franchise, some people might not be allowed to vote because of, on the account of insanity, doubtful moral standings, or being aliens. They are not citizens of that country. Limited franchise has its advantages. The first advantage of limited franchise is that only matured and informed minds can vote, and thereby they make reasonable decisions. It also reduces the incidence of violence. For example, in Nigeria here, when you have talks on educated people voting, they can turn things upside down and cause violence in the voting area. Also, only qualified candidates are able to vote in limited franchise. Limited franchise equally has its disadvantages. The first disadvantage of limited franchise is the fact that it is unconstitutional. It is not right. Why would you limit some people's right to vote? It's also the fact that there is limited political education. The fact that you are limiting illiterates based on the fact that they are not learned is because you've not given them the right political education you need to give them. So this is also one of the disadvantages of limited franchise, limited political education. Also, another disadvantage of limited franchise is opportunity for voting is not given to qualified adults. Not all qualified adults can vote. Only few people based on certain made rules can vote. No popular choice. Since only few people are voting, you cannot say this is the voice of all of us, of every one of us. So another disadvantage of limited franchise is that it does not voice the public opinion. It does not voice the popular choice of the people, only the choice of the selected few. It is also, as I said earlier, it is also unrepresentative of the total population of people. The advantages of universal adult suffrage. 1. It gives room for full participation. Since every qualified adult, male and female, can vote, there's room for full participation for all persons. It is democratic and it is also constitutional. There is no discrimination based on probably your race, your sex, your property, your tax, whether you're a taxpayer or you're not a taxpayer. Everybody can vote. There is no discrimination. Also, some of the disadvantages of universal adult suffrage or limited franchise is lack of political education. When everybody just votes, when you give every adult the right to vote without checking if these people are adequately educated, if these people they have the adequate political education they need, then we might have issues such as violence in the voting arena, and then we might have issues such as bribery taking place in the voting.